Naruto is a franchise that marked a generation to the point that it sold 200 million copies, more spin-offs, light novels, and it's still releasing a continuation that is not well received at the moment. It makes sense because actually the only thing that makes people invested in Boruto are the actual old characters that we grow in love. However, every series, every monument has its first phase. We're gonna rewatch Naruto first episode and see how it stands in a writing perspective, because it would be unfair to actually analyze in an animation perspective was released in 2002, considering the amount of development we received today. I gotta see how good it actually is, like to see if there is just a part of our childhood that have no actually demerits to give, where when you're a child we only see the good things, you only like, oh, this is so good, this is so amazing, we have no actual critics to give at the moment. So right now, after so many years without watching Naruto's first episode, I'm gonna give my honest thoughts on it. So after watching this, I'm gonna give you my full impression. I'm just gonna take it away. I'm gonna give you the grade in terms of how things work in this episode, and I give it a grade of 5. And I'm gonna explain why I think it's a 5. I'm gonna say it, the direction actually dodges a lot of questions. There are some scenes that it got cut from the manga, and they did not include it in this episode because it makes sense, because they have to actually make a 20-minute episode, so they have to take away some scenes because the first Naruto chapter is very long, so it makes sense that some scenes will not be included here. We would say it's the best because the way that the director handled this episode is pretty nice. Even though the direction is pretty decent, even though the sad scenes were sad, the funny scenes were funny, the happy scenes were happy, there's some actual problems that I actually cannot dodge. Like the plot hole where Naruto used a clone image to escape away from the Chunin ninja class, and he shows like he was actually camouflaged. It helps us to present how Naruto is capable of doing right now. And then there's another scene where he actually said, oh, the clone technique is my weakest technique of all, and he actually failed the exam to become a Genin. In my personal opinion, this is actually shitty writing. It's very weak and actually a plot hole to show Naruto what he was capable of and what he's not capable of, and that's why he stole the actual scroll. That's how he learned how to use the shadow clone technique. And another problem if I have this episode is because, how can I say it? The third Hokage, I believe the third Hokage should stand for the village security, and he had actual crystal ball, so he can see everything around the village, and I believe not around, but inside the village. And because of that, he discovered where Naruto was. However, he could actually discover where Naruto was. He could tell the remaining ninjas where he is, so he can recover Naruto and the scroll. He did not do that. I will tell you why. Because we could have an actual exposition. Blind exposition is an actual plot hole. Because if the logic was being followed, a lot of stuff that was actually happening in this episode, they would not happen. A lot of the dialogue would not happen. A lot of the moments would not happen. And because of that, I will say it's a 5. Because it has its charm, it has the universe, it has the characters. I would say that the way this episode handled Naruto's character is way better than it handles in the first chapter by Kishimoto. The way it's pretty charming how it's, because I believe a lot of people were presented to the Naruto world by the anime instead of the chapter. The manga, it has its charm, but I would say that the anime it's more charming than actual manga wrote by Kishimoto. It has a lot of problems, and they cannot be dodged because they are right there in your face. And the main reason why we were not paying attention because we were kids, and we were not that boring related to plot holes. I would say that's a problem even in Bleach, because even though there's no plot holes in the first episode of Bleach, there's a ton of exposition there, which is a problem in the writing perspective. You must show instead of tell to your audience. We are not dumb. We actually know how to recognize what is good writing, what is bad writing in the most cases, or depending to who it's watching. But there's a lot of ton of exposition and plot holes that should not be there. It's troublesome and actually amazing how he could handle the rest of the series. I don't know how I like Naruto when I was a kid compared to now. What do you think? What do you think of the first episode? Tell me in the comments what do you personally think on this first episode. Do not forget to like, subscribe, to share the video, comment, and I see you guys until the next video.